The forest is coming alive in the morning.
The best part of any BDR day isn't the riding, it's this. 5:15 in the morning, Montana slowly waking up, mountains coming to life. The only sounds are birds, a couple bald eagles somewhere across the lake, and the world reminding you to slow down. These quiet moments are easy to overlook, but they're the reason I keep coming back. Today is Montana Backcountry Discovery Route Section 5. Before the helmet goes on and the tires start rolling, I like to spend a few minutes studying the route on Onyx Off-Road, making a plan and seeing what the day has waiting around the next bend. Coffee first, adventure second. Let's see what Section 5 has in store. So, before we start rolling, we need to do our pre-day bike checks and make sure the old girl's ready for another day of adventures. There we go. I was right at 0 free play last night. That's better. Let's put these away because I lose more of these than 10mm sockets. Sealy Lake to St. Regis. There is a shitter here, so. This is a pretty cool campground. It's a little bit off the BDR trail, but definitely a good spot. I was thrilled that it wasn't packed with people. I know from here, from Sealy all the way past Arlee and into the foothills going into the later stage of 5, it's pretty bike friendly, big bike friendly, we'll see. What a beautiful morning. It's just perfect. Perfect temperature, about 50 degrees. Gotta love life. South Fork Jocko Primitive Area, closed to entry to non-members of the tribe. You have to stay on the roadway unless you did get a permit from the local tribe. Just FYI, be respectful. We want to keep this open for everybody, people. I like to slow down and take a look at what's around me and take some time, enjoy it. So we all don't get to do this every day, so I don't like to make it a race. I want to see stuff, scenery. I've already seen several eagles, tried to get them on footage, but they were camera shy. Deer, I've seen an elk, sheep, saw the butt of a bear. This area actually has a lot of bears. Hopefully I spot one and can get it on video. But oh, that cool breeze just rolling down this draw feels amazing. You always have to have a mirror shot in the video, right? How cool is that? You know, the IBEX really is quite a BDR bike. A little resupply here in Arlee. Never pass gas on a BDR. Just gotta run up here a little bit and we'll head west again. Sun interesting area. There's a lot of things to see and experience here in Montana. And this Garden of 1,000 Buddhas is a pretty neat place that you can get your zen back on. And of course, Montana's known. We have a lot of natural hot springs that are developed, and there are some that aren't too far from Arlee, within about 50 miles. So if you have time, it's well worth a soak and to check out. Riding through the valley there through Arlee, it was hotter than a snake's ass in a wagon rut, so I'm thankful that we're finally getting back into the mountains and the temperatures are starting to cool a little. Still rather hot, pretty darn warm day for July, but it is much better than being down in the valley. As you can see, these are the mountains that we are playing in today. It's spectacular. Miles and miles and miles. And it's beginning to feel more like a BDR now that we're back in the mountains and starting to climb up in we're gaining some elevation. Not incredibly steep, but it's definitely steeper than what the camera is showing. But the shadows and the shade sure feel nice. Starting to get out of that intense sun. We're feeling like a BDR now once again. Whew. Got some air moving again. Feel the temperature sucking out of my arms a little bit. Water crossing. Views start getting nice up here. Here we go. Woo! We are BDRing. This is a flowy road. I do know this one. I've been over this section. Granted, we're in the middle of a work week, but I sure thought I've seen a handful of adventure bikes and riders and talked to a few, but I sure thought I would have seen a lot more. I'm pretty sure it's this way. Yeah, it is blazing warm still. It has to be near 90. I forgot to look at my thermometer when I was changing batteries. It's kind of steep. This is more what we expect on a BDR. Sure glad people were up here clearing trails. Alright, looks like it's smoothing out. We'll take a breather for the minute. Sit while you can. You don't have to stand all the time. Let them legs and back rest a little when you can. I just bounced over a big tree. Alright, not really big. Probably a 2-inch diameter. Yeah. Oh, don't want to step to the left too far, ladies and gentlemen. Too bad it's a little hazy. Be a pretty nice view. It is still a nice view. Damn. Isn't that why we do this? Just to go and enjoy the views and see things that nobody else or most people will never do, other than watch on a TV screen, unfortunately. But I enjoy doing what I do. I like to be able to share some of this with people that just are unable to get out and enjoy. Section 5 is still pretty decent. Gets a little rocky. We're part way into it. Beautiful area. Oh yeah. Yeah, I tend to forget you can adjust the windshield on the fly. Oh yeah, now I feel the breeze right on my nose. Cool. Yeah, so this road comes around the what we know as Edith Mountain or Edith Peak. Very popular backpacking, hiking area. Big, beautiful mountain. Now we're coming down into the flatlands. We'll cross through the valley and start going up the next mountain range. And that'll take us into St. Regis. I don't remember the elevation gains. We'll gain a few thousand feet, I think, from down in the valley climbing back up. U.S. Department of Ag Forest Service 9-mile ranger station. Now we head up to the other half, up to the other side of the range. Now don't be falling asleep on this stretch, because it's easy to blow past this west 9 mile side road. And what we're gonna do is, I think I've been on this, like, I don't know, 193 husband years ago. Got about 56 more miles along this ridge line, and then it'll drop down and we should be in St. Regis. I haven't been watching. We need to be looking for huckleberries. You know, this little IBEX 450 is just done fabulous. As you can see right now, I don't know if you can tell or not, I'm going up a fair incline on the section. And I can just tractor in 4th gear pretty easily. And I find myself in 2nd quite a bit. It gives me enough spunk for what I've run into. 3rd would probably do it. My skills just aren't good enough to ride that fast to be up into the power of 3rd gear. I don't know if you can read it. I'm about 10 miles from hitting 5,000 miles on the IBEX. You think that's enough miles for me to do an honest review of how I think of the IBEX? Probably should do one. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. St. Regis or bust. Here we go. Woo! Let's go IBEX. This is definitely a fun section. And there are some bits of sand up here, which kind of surprised me more than I thought I would see at this altitude. But you gotta remember, this used to be part of the ocean that split the continental United States, you know, millions of years ago. So I'm curious, what is the difference between a beginner, a rookie, and a novice? Or do you consider all of them the same? Let me know in the comments how you would rate a beginner or a novice. I don't know, I consider myself still a rookie. Very much. I mean, I've ridden street forever and ever. And just started playing on this stuff last summer, as far as some dirt. But yeah, let me know in the comments about how you rate black bear cubs. Damn it. Couldn't get the camera on quick enough. It just shut off like 1 corner ago. Oh, bummer. Tried to show you bears, but they were cubs, so I don't want to stick around because Mama's going to be with them, and you know how mamas can be. I sure wish my wife could ride bikes. I would love to share this with her. Hoping to get one of my daughters into this. She was really interested. Now in the last couple months, I can't get her off her ass. Now, she works, don't take me wrong. She's a hard-working kid. Well, young adult. My oldest son, I know he would love it. Unfortunately, he lives in Hawaii. He's a scuba diver, teacher, instructor, tour guide. He liked racing street bikes. I know he would like doing this. Down there, I could have swore I just saw Bigfoot. He lives in these parts, you know. Not really technical or hard, it's just bumpy as shit coming up through here. I think this is the last climb before we drop into St. Regis. It's
been a pretty long 60 miles. And we're climbing some more. Holy muck buckets! Look at that! I gotta stop. I'm gonna take my helmet off. I'm gonna get a drink. Enjoy this for a moment. Better not rubberneck too hard. Could drive right off an edge. Just dropped out of the last bend into the open canyon, and instantly, it was already warm, but at least a 10 to 15 degree increase in temperature. It was like walking into an oven. Oh, but the highway speed air, coming in the vents, it's a warm, but it's blowing. It helps. St. Regis, end of the section and start of the next. The travel center here is a pretty good sized gas station, truck stop, tourist trap. They sell some good ice cream.
Make sure you stop at the truck stop here in St. Regis. Check out the fish tank, pretty awesome. Some of our native fish to Montana. And it's a great place to pick up some doodad gifts for the family back home. And they have ass-kicking beer bread. That stuff's the best, man. If you see it, grab it. It's great. Actually tastes good. It's been a long, hot day. I'm ready to pitch a tent and cool off and have something to eat. And picked a great spot on the river, but unfortunately I completely forgot there are train tracks on the other side of that river. And the trains will tend to haunt me for a little while this evening. My little Amazon find, the iClimb tent's really becoming a sweet spot. I'm liking this tent. For kind of a budget tent, it's alright. There's the train. I muted the volume so you wouldn't have to hear it, but that's the first train. Go figure.
I am not a fan of Be Free. Had this in my pannier bag, my water filter. But look, got a whole something rubbed on it. Sea to Summit solar shower. A man's got to do what a man's got to do, you know. Got to get rid of that stink. Well, we're gonna go ahead and make some dinner. My battery's almost dead. I'm gonna have to swap that out in that camera. Had my shower. You haven't lived until you have had a buck naked shower in a campground. Nobody was around. It was peachy, I guess. Picked a bad site. As you've noticed, I'm close to the train tracks. Alright, I'm just gonna snack tonight. Doritos, a Chewy bar. I might make some popcorn. Still a good day. Hot. My gosh, it was hot today. At the last moment I second guessed and went to my climb jacket before I left on this trip. Thunder showers and stuff were on the forecast. I wish I stayed with my jersey setup. I don't know if you notice. One, I've got new camp shoes. They're Z-Packs. Things weigh nothing. They're awesome. My wife gave them to me for my birthday. And you know, luxury items are great at camp if it's justifiable, right? So my Tillamook dry bag goes on the back of my Great Basin. It's now my floor mat. Dual purpose. Yup, Jiffy Pop. Well, it's not quite movie theater popcorn, but it sure is pretty good out here. I might have to put these in my kits more often. When you're with your buddies, this would be a surprise, wouldn't it? Popcorn while you're roughing it.